There's an absolute line of electricity between the two of you. And then your first line is, what is it you say? You say,
he has almost stopped.
Yeah, he is nearly done. It's really, it's fraught with tension. And if you want to have any kind of feelings in this whatsoever, if you were sitting down or if you were giving, there's a real pressing or a ringing inside you. You're tense as all fuck. And your job is to galvanise him. Don't destroy him. Rouse him, rally him, draw him, enroll him, engage him, empower him. You are my fucking glorious husband, and we're going to do this together. Because you ain't got a kid, and this is your project.
Yeah.
Until you have a child, you know. And you are just thinking, God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? This is so stupid. There's no way we can do it. And then you steal up to her. Darling, I love you, but this is utterly the wrong thing for us to do. Be calm and convinced, to convince her, you know, to absolutely assuage and disarm her. We're not going to do this. And you're like, don't you fucking dare. And that's the energy that runs through it. So take your time. You don't have to worry about moving, either of you. Rock solid.
Okay.
You're a mountain of a man. And then when you need to move, if you need to move, you'll feel it. You could play this entire scene rooted to the spot.
How now? What news? Sorry. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
No, you're not. He has.
We will proceed no further in this business.
Okay, good. So you need a little time before you gather yourself for that. You know from the moment you walk in, she walks in, you've got to confront this issue.
Yeah.
But you need to steel yourself for that.
Yeah.
Because you know the reaction that you're going to get. And that's from the very first how now.
How now is exclamation mark.
It is, yeah.
And what news is question mark. So how now is a bit like, okay, alright. It's kind of what you're saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. What news?
There can be a gap between those two phrases.
Yeah. Cool. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Have they asked for me?
No, you're not. He has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honoured me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which will be worn now in their newest gloss.
Can I stop you a second? That was a great instinct, Adam. And it's actually the right one, I think, to turn away. It was really great. Because you kind of can't say it to her, can you? I'm in that moment, I'll announce this better if I just don't look her straight in the eye.
Yeah.
But there was a line, how now, what news? And then the next line, has he asked for me? Because that's a really big one. Has he asked for me? Because if he has, then we're really under pressure. If he's, and it's a really naive thing to say because you know he's going to be like, "Where's my post?"
Yeah.
You know, would you? Of course he has. No, you not. He has. You're stalling for time,
exactly.
And now, and you absolutely. You're both. And this is very direct. It's a wonderful example of direct language. Has he asked for you? Of course he has.
Yeah.
Oh, right, there's nowhere for me to go, there's no flexibility in this room. I just have to say, we're not doing this anymore, bad idea, let's back off.
So maybe now my action is taunting.
Yeah, I think that's great, Yeah. Those are really good ones, because by the time he then turns around and by the time you taunt him, you humiliate him, you emasculate him, you demean him, and then what you do is then you drive him, and you rouse him. It's like, you become like Henry V. You know, it's like this rousing kind of, we will do this, and by God, and at the end of it, he goes, Jesus Christ, I'll follow you to hell. Yeah. You're amazing. And that's the whole shape of the scene, isn't it?
And these two love each other and fancy the pants off each other. I mean, they're absolutely, they're almost the same organism in so many ways. Which is why it's so shocking to her that he can suddenly have changed his mind. We were absolutely of the same mind in this. What the fuck is going on?
We'll proceed no further in this business. That's it. That's the killing line. Yeah, exactly. The game's up, right? So boom. I think you could even risk, and it might not work, but we will proceed no further in this business. We're done. And then there could be a little silence, and like she's not saying anything. You go, right, that's not working. so there's you look at her and she's looking at you, and then you have to convince her. Look, he's giving me a really nice fucking Armani suit. I'm looking sharp, and he's giving me a new Ferrari. There's no way we're gonna fuck that up.